Hey, welcome back to KEI Racing. Today we're going to be working on this Tecrapseh. It's I think it's a 5 or maybe a 3 horse. It's kind of a little bit more on the industrial size with the size of the block and stuff. I think it's closer to a 5 horse. Doesn't really say. I can't really tell. It's got some numbers on it, but they don't come up with anything. This thing has 0 compression. You can, let's get a little bit better light. You can spin the block or the crank by hand, and it does more than a few revolutions. I think it might be a stuck valve. We're going to tear it apart and see what it looks like. Alright, I stripped it down, and as you can see, the pistons are both down, and the cylinder is all the way down as well. And as I turn the flywheel here, you'll see both valves still moving. So that means it's got a broken rod. Yay! So I'm going to keep stripping this thing down, and we'll see if we can get a rod for it. That means I actually got to look up the numbers and figure out what this thing needs. Alright, so I got the side cover off, and it broke a connecting rod. Big time. Everything looks okay. The camshaft looks good. There's no real scoring on anything. The bearings inside of the case look good. No real scoring on that. The crankshaft, there's a lot of scoring on that. So I'm guessing whoever had this last didn't put oil in it, or ran it with very little oil, and just heated up that bottom connecting rod bearing, and it quit. It broke in a bunch of pieces too. There's the cap where it meets, both ends of the cap broke on both sides. The bolt's the only thing holding them together. You got the little oil scraper that's all bent up, and what's left of the end, you can see some grooving there, some fractures, and then the actual rod itself busted, broke there on the piston side, and the piston is still in the head, in the block. I'm trying to get that out right now, and we'll see what that looks like. Alright, so I got the piston out. You can see the rest of the rod in there. That pin and bearing up there, it's actually fine. So I'm really surprised on how easy that the rod is moving back and forth on that. It must have had a bottom bearing failure and then broke on one of the compression strokes. Top of the piston, sides of the piston, there's no real crazy etching. Normal wear for an older motor, but you turn it around, there's a chunk of piston missing. So it definitely came apart in a big way. All the oil on the bottom is all nasty. There's chunks and stuff in everything. So it is going to need, might but just go in the bin. I did find this on the side of the road. Thought it'd be cool to take it apart. Thought it was a stuck valve. Needs a crank, needs a piston, needs a rod. It might go in the scrap pile. Might save some of the stuff to hang on my offerings to the God of Speed. A little cracked 5/4 piston. But I think I'm going to steal the carburetor off for my snowblower because it's a similar motor. And then it's probably going in the junk pile. Well, that's it for this episode. We'll see you next time.